Hello there. Thank you for joining me today on the Resilient Women's channel. This is Kneelynn Gray, Resiliency Coach, coming to you from the beautiful Republic of Panama. Today, I want to discuss something very important for many adult women. Many of us grew up and never got an education about emotions. And who cares? What does that even mean? What it means is no one ever told us that it's okay to be angry, that it's okay to feel sad, that it's okay to express our disappointment or dissatisfaction. And part of my role as a resiliency coach is to work with adult women and provide a little bit of education and some concrete skills on how to learn about emotions, the things that we may have missed in our life for whatever reason, society, circumstances. I'm not blaming anybody. I'll give you an example of exactly what I'm talking about. This is my example. When I was a little girl, maybe 5 years old, I was an only child, and I would get angry. I would feel it in my body, and I would get really angry when I couldn't get my way. And maybe you're sitting there thinking, wow, what's that about? Well, if you have children, or you've seen children, or you know children, that's what happens. That's what a tantrum is. A tantrum is, I want something, and someone says, no, you can't have that. No, you can't go outside. No, you can't watch TV. And the response is a meltdown. Okay, typical behavior for young people who don't get educated in any way about their emotions, because in reality, when we are blocked from a goal of any kind, I want an apple, I want a cookie, I want my doll, I want to ride my bike, I want to watch TV. As a child, whatever that is, a typical response is something in the anger spectrum. Anger is a high-level descriptor for something on that spectrum. Something on a little lower level would be, I'm a little bit annoyed, I'm irritated. Those two things that we say to ourselves and how we experience emotions in our body are things that we can learn as adults. So my example, getting back to me as a child, I'm told no. I have a tantrum. And what does my mother do? Once again, I'm not blaming mom. Okay, she didn't get an education either. Mom stands there with her hand on her hip and says, get in your room, young lady, and figure out how to act. Wow. So here I am, a 5-year-old. I'm in my bedroom with the door shut. Mom is obviously having a problem with what I'm doing. I asked for something that was, in my little mind, was a reasonable request. And I was blocked from that goal. And my response was, I threw myself on the floor and I had a tantrum. And then Mom says, you little girls are not allowed to be angry. You get in your room and figure it out. Wow. So what I grew up believing was that when I felt angry about anything, there was something wrong with me. So I learned as an adult, when I started my psychotherapy career, that was not true, because I learned a lot about emotions, and I can teach concrete skills to other women, because my focus is adult women who struggle with these kind of issues, emotional upheaval, things that don't make sense, overwhelming emotions that seem to drive people away when all we're trying to do is express ourselves. And part of what my coaching service offers is an understanding and education of emotions. Learning how to name an emotion and the proper level of intensity is a big deal. We won't get into that here, that's for later. But Also understanding the reasons we have emotions, how they function for us, the reasons why it's hard to change them in certain situations, what we can do to change them that will better suit our needs. And that is a very useful thing for most adult women who missed all that. They don't teach this in school. We don't learn it in society. Our friends don't teach it to us. We often don't get it at home, although there are some parents who, in my scenario that I just gave you, would sit down, would take my hand and say, come here and sit with me. I want you to know that it's okay for you to feel angry. I told you no, that's kind of normal. However, your behavior is not appropriate, and let me help you with that. Let me give you words to express your anger. That's what we missed as children, a lot of us. So I have a lot of concrete skills to teach people around emotions and emotion education. And when I say people, I mean adult women, because I understand women's issues. I've been there. If you are interested in engaging with me, please look at the link below where you can find information about how to get to my website, how to engage with me in a completely complimentary 30-minute discovery call, to find out if we're a good match for each other, to find out if you have goals and needs in your life around emotions, around other issues too, which I'll mention here. I also teach advanced communication skills to help women, get what they want and need. Not a guarantee, but it really boosts your ability to get those needs met. Also, how to tolerate distress, and also how to engage in a mindful awareness, understanding of yourself, so that you can get to these issues in your life that maybe are really feeling hurtful to you and discouraging. Places where you feel disrespected, unseen, unheard. So please go to my website if you're interested and you're an adult woman and you would like to see what services I offer. Thanks for watching. I really hope to see you. Take care.